Chapter-4, Kirsten. I am still smiling as I enter the coffee shop the next morning. Oh my gosh, you kissed him! Molly's voice is both accusing and congratulatory. What? How do you always know? Molly has always had this uncanny ability to read me, and while I sometimes find it annoying, today it just makes me smile. I'm pretty sure nothing could ruin my mood today. It's written all over your face, she says with a laugh. Your face is all swoony, and that smile is practically painted on. I roll my eyes at her description of me, but it probably isn't far off base. Okay, I say excitedly as I cross to the counter. We kissed, and it was amazing. When I left here yesterday, my car wouldn't start, so he gave me a jump, and then I asked him to dinner. Wait, she holds up a hand as she shakes her head. You did what? Well, you told me to try and be nicer to him. I thought a dinner invite was a nice thing to do. Uh-huh. Okay. Then what? She begins pulling out the prep items for the coffee, but I know she is still listening. He said he'd already eaten, so we decided to grab dessert. But you hate sweets, she says, whirling to face me again. I know, and it turns out he does too, but I didn't know that. We went to Miss Moffat's, only Tess is back in town. Did you know that? She shrugs and checks the small fridge where we keep the milk and cream. Yeah, I saw her about a week ago. Figured you didn't need the distraction, what with the opening and all. That is true. Tess and I haven't been friends since high school, when she spread rumors about me to turn my boyfriend against me. And relief doesn't even begin to describe how I've felt since she's been gone. Knowing she was back while trying to finish the last-minute touches on my coffee shop would have probably messed with my head. Just another reason I adore Molly. Anyway, she came on to Tristan hard, but he wanted none of it. We decided to take a walk, but then he ended up kissing me right in front of the cupcake shop. Molly's head pops up again. How did you go from going for a walk to kissing? I close my eyes as I think back to the previous night, but the only details standing out are the feel of his lips against mine, the heat of his body mingling with mine, and the overwhelming desire to see him again. I don't really know. We were laughing, and then he called me firecracker and said we had a lot in common, and then we were kissing. Molly shakes her head as she closes the fridge door. Well, however you got there, I'm glad to see you smiling again. I'm glad to be smiling again. After my last boyfriend, Todd, decided he would rather date his 20-year-old yoga instructor than me, I definitely went through a dry spell. Maybe that's why my body still tingles even though I haven't seen Tristan for 8 hours. Me too. I wonder what kind of coffee he drinks. Need an excuse to see him again? She asks with a smirk. No, but I'm sure he might like coffee. He and his brother, who I'm pretty sure is single as well, I say, wiggling my eyebrows at her this time. Molly laughs but shakes her head. Nope, I'm not looking to date right now. But as for your coffees, you should probably just take Americanos and maybe some cream. Most of the men who come in here don't order the specialty drinks. Well, they're from California, so they might be different, but I'll trust your judgment. Her face clouds a moment, taking on a wistful expression. They're from California? Yeah, why? Molly didn't grow up here. She moved into town a few years ago, and we hit it off instantly. So good, in fact, that I often forget we haven't known each other forever. Oh, no reason. There is more to this story, and I'm curious as to what, but seeing Tristan again consumes my focus, so I step behind the counter and make 2 Americanos. Then I place them in a carrier with some cream and head for the building next door. On my way out, I flip the sign and flash another smile at Molly. Tristan. I'm still reeling from my evening the night before when Kirsten walks through the door. Her dark hair falls to her shoulders in a soft curl, and though I want to tangle my fingers in it, I resist. Hey, she says, holding out the travel tray of coffee. I thought you and your brother could use some coffee. She glances around the room. Where is your brother? Not here yet. I had tasked him with making sure Stacy leaves town. Stacy, my ex-girlfriend, had shown up at my door the previous night after I left Kirsten. Though I'd managed to keep her at arm's length then, my heart was still reeling from her visit, and I hadn't been sure I would have the strength to make her leave if and when she showed up this morning. Oh, okay. Well, I hope you guys like Americanos. Molly says they're a hit with most of our male customers. She saunters across the floor and holds the tray out to me. Her tongue rolls across her bottom lip before her teeth bite down on it, and I can see that she wants me to kiss her. And I want to, but I have to make sure Stacy is gone first. Yeah, we like coffee. Thanks for thinking of us. Her face falls slightly at my words, and I can see the questions in her eyes. I should just tell her about Stacy, but we're too new. I don't want to cloud a new relationship with dirt from the past. You're welcome. I guess I'll see you around then. She turns as I take the tray, and the dejection is heavy on her shoulders. I have to tell her. I can't let her go thinking all day that I don't want to see her. Kirsten, wait. She turns, but before I can finish my thought, the door opens again and Stacy enters with Dylan close behind. His pinched face declares his apology, but I can't blame him too much. Stacy can be very persuasive and demanding when she wants to be. So this is where you're hiding out, Tristan? I can't believe you would leave your brother to take care of me this morning. I watch Kirsten tense at the words. It's not what she thinks, but I can see the hurt on her face. She thinks I was with Stacy last night, even though that's not what happened. Who are you? Stacy asks, turning her attention to Kirsten for the first time. Obviously, no one, Kirsten says, as she hurries out of the building. I let out an exasperated breath, hoping I'll be able to fix it with her later. Stacy, I told you last night that we are through. Or did you forget that you left me for your dentist? She smiles up at me, a pout on her lips. Her manicured hand touches my chest, and I resist the urge to bat it away. I was wrong, Tristan. I thought I wanted the security his money could bring, but we didn't have a connection, not like you and I have. Now I do remove her hand. You should have thought of that before you left. I'm done with you, Stacy. Dylan and I are happy here, and I'm not returning to California. But, her face folds in confusion. You can't stay here. She waves her red claws around. There's nothing here. Actually, there is. There's this building, good coffee, and a woman next door I'd like to get to know better. Her expression changes to a shocked outrage. You mean the barista next door? Entrepreneur, I say, and take a sip of the coffee. And her name is Kirsten. Now, how about I drive you to the bus station so you can book a ticket home? Her mouth falls open and then pulls into a snarl. I'll find my own way to the airport. You may think you're happy now, but you'll be sorry when you realize this town is boring and that cow over there will never compare to me. My jaw clenches and I squeeze the coffee cup so hard that the lid pops off. Hot coffee spills down over my hand and drips onto the floor. I'm sorry, Dylan says, as Stacy whirls past him and out the door. I tried to steer her away, but she's a handful. Yes, she is, I say with a half laugh as I look around for a towel. And it's okay, I understand. Spying no towel, I set the cup down and use the bottom of my shirt to dry my hand. I just have to figure out how to convince Kirsten that nothing happened now.